After the passing of Douglas's father, Elizabeth made the significant decision to marry him and move closer to his family. This choice was driven by a deep sense of love and commitment, as well as a desire to support Douglas during a challenging time. Elizabeth believed that being near his family would help them both heal and create a strong foundation for their future together. The initial excitement of starting this new chapter was palpable. They envisioned a life filled with shared experiences, family gatherings, and the warmth of togetherness. However, as Elizabeth settled into her new role, she quickly realized that family dynamics were more complex than she had anticipated. While the joy of building a life with Douglas was undeniable, the reality of living closely with his family began to surface. The initial thrill of new beginnings soon gave way to underlying tensions, particularly with her mother-in-law. As Elizabeth navigated this new environment, she found herself facing challenges that would test her patience and resilience. This transition marked the beginning of a journey filled with both love and conflict, setting the stage for the trials that lay ahead in her quest for harmony and personal growth. As Elizabeth settled into her new life, the rising tensions with her mother-in-law, Ashley, became increasingly apparent. Ashley's critical nature manifested in constant pressure on both Elizabeth and Douglas regarding the topic of having children. She often made pointed comments about their timeline, suggesting that starting a family should be their top priority. This relentless scrutiny created an atmosphere of anxiety for Elizabeth, who felt as though her worth as a wife was being measured against her ability to conceive. The impact of Ashley's critical demeanour weighed heavily on Elizabeth's mental health. What began as occasional doubts soon spiralled into feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Elizabeth found herself questioning her choices and feeling overwhelmed by the expectations placed upon her. This emotional strain not only affected her well-being, but also began to seep into her relationship with Douglas. The couple found themselves caught in the middle, with Elizabeth feeling unsupported and Douglas feeling torn between his wife and his mother. As tensions escalated, the love that once flourished between them faced challenges, forcing Elizabeth to confront the difficult reality of navigating a toxic family dynamic while striving to maintain her own sense of identity and happiness. Ashley's birthday dinner was meant to be a celebration, but it quickly turned into a catalyst for conflict. The evening began with a reservation scandal when Elizabeth discovered that Ashley had made dinner plans at a restaurant that was not only expensive but also excluded Elizabeth's family from the guest list. This oversight felt intentional, as if Ashley was trying to assert control over the event and create a divide. Elizabeth's frustration simmered beneath the surface, but she tried to maintain her composure for Douglas's sake. As the night progressed, tensions reached a boiling point. During a toast, Ashley made a cutting remark about Elizabeth's inability to contribute to the family legacy, referencing the ongoing pressure to have children. In that moment, Elizabeth could no longer hold back. She confronted Ashley publicly, expressing her feelings of inadequacy and the emotional toll of her critical nature. The confrontation shocked the guests and left Elizabeth feeling exposed and vulnerable. This incident not only highlighted the immediate conflict, but also revealed deeper family manipulations at play. It became clear that Ashley's behaviour was part of a larger pattern of control, leaving Elizabeth to grapple with the realization that her struggles were not just personal, but deeply rooted in the family dynamics surrounding her. In the aftermath of the birthday dinner incident, Elizabeth was engulfed by a profound sense of betrayal when Douglas chose to side with his family rather than support her. This decision left her feeling isolated and emotionally adrift, as if the very foundation of their marriage was crumbling beneath her. Elizabeth had always believed that their partnership was built on mutual respect and understanding, but now she felt like an outsider in her own home. The emotional turmoil was overwhelming. She oscillated between anger, sadness, and confusion, questioning whether she could continue in a relationship where her feelings seemed secondary. The pivotal moment came when Elizabeth overheard Douglas discussing the incident with his mother, dismissing her concerns as mere overreactions. This revelation struck a chord deep within her, prompting her to consider the unthinkable: divorce. The thought of ending their marriage was terrifying, yet the idea of remaining in a relationship where she felt unsupported was equally daunting. This experience underscored the importance of support in a marriage. Elizabeth realized that without a solid partnership built on trust and empathy, the love they once shared could easily be overshadowed by external pressures. It became clear that she needed to prioritize her own well-being and happiness, even if it meant making difficult choices. After much contemplation and emotional turmoil, Elizabeth made the difficult decision to leave Douglas and initiate divorce. Several factors contributed to this choice, including the ongoing tension with her mother-in-law, Ashley, and Douglas's unwillingness to stand by her side. Elizabeth realized that the love and support she had once cherished were overshadowed by a toxic environment that stifled her growth and happiness. The weight of feeling betrayed and isolated became unbearable, prompting her to take a stand for her own well-being. Leaving a toxic situation requires immense courage, and Elizabeth felt a mix of fear and relief as she took this step. The thought of starting over was daunting, but she understood that staying in a relationship that compromised her mental health was no longer an option. This decision marked a turning point in her life as she began to envision a future filled with possibilities. Elizabeth embraced the idea of seeking a healthier, happier life, one where she could rediscover her identity and pursue her dreams without the constraints of negativity. By choosing to prioritize her own happiness, she opened the door to new opportunities and the chance to build a life that truly reflected her values and aspirations. After her divorce, Elizabeth embarked on a transformative journey to rebuild her life. She focused on self-discovery and healing, taking time to reflect on her experiences and what she truly wanted for her future. Through therapy and supportive friendships, Elizabeth learned to embrace her worth and set healthy boundaries, allowing her to emerge stronger and more resilient than ever. It was during this period of growth that she met her new husband, Mark. From the very beginning, Mark demonstrated a level of understanding and support that Elizabeth had longed for. Their relationship blossomed in an environment of mutual respect and encouragement, creating a positive family dynamic that felt like a breath of fresh air. Mark's kindness and patience helped Elizabeth feel safe to express herself fully, fostering a deep emotional connection. As their love story unfolded, Elizabeth experienced the joy of welcoming children into their new family. The laughter and warmth that filled their home were a stark contrast to her previous life. Each milestone, from first steps to school performances, brought a sense of fulfillment that Elizabeth had once thought was out of reach. In this new chapter, she discovered that happiness was not only possible, but also beautifully attainable, surrounded by love and support. Elizabeth's relationship with her new mother-in-law, Carol, marked a refreshing contrast to her previous experiences with Ashley. From the moment they met, Carol's supportive nature shone through. Unlike Ashley's critical approach, which often left Elizabeth feeling inadequate, Carol embraced her with open arms, offering encouragement and understanding. She made it clear that Elizabeth was not just a daughter-in-law, but a valued member of the family, fostering a sense of belonging that Elizabeth had longed for. The importance of positive family relationships became increasingly evident as Elizabeth navigated her new life. Carol's warmth and acceptance created a nurturing environment where Elizabeth felt free to express herself without fear of judgment. This newfound support not only strengthened Elizabeth's bond with Mark, but also enriched their family dynamic, allowing them to thrive together. As Elizabeth experienced the joy of being part of a loving family, she found that this new dynamic significantly contributed to her overall happiness. The laughter shared during family gatherings and the heartfelt conversations with Carol filled her heart with gratitude. In this nurturing atmosphere, Elizabeth blossomed, realizing that a supportive mother-in-law could be a source of strength and love, ultimately enhancing her journey toward a fulfilling and joyful life. After leaving the toxicity of her past behind, Elizabeth fully embraced a joyful and fulfilling life. The key changes she made included prioritizing her mental health, setting boundaries, and surrounding herself with positive influences. By focusing on self-love, Elizabeth learned to appreciate her worth and cultivate a sense of inner peace that had previously eluded her. This newfound confidence allowed her to pursue her passions and interests, enriching her life in ways she had never imagined. Healthy relationships became a cornerstone of Elizabeth's happiness. With the support of her new husband, Mark, and her loving mother-in-law, Carol, she experienced the beauty of genuine connections built on trust and respect. These relationships not only provided emotional support, but also encouraged her to grow and thrive in her personal and family life. Elizabeth's journey serves as a powerful reminder for viewers to reflect on their own relationships. Are they nurturing and supportive, or do they drain your energy? By recognizing the importance of surrounding ourselves with positivity and practicing self-love, we can all take steps toward embracing a more fulfilling life. Elizabeth's story illustrates that happiness is attainable, and it often begins with the courage to let go of what no longer serves us. In this video, we explored Elizabeth's transformative journey from a toxic marriage and challenging family dynamics to a life filled with joy and fulfillment. We highlighted her struggles with her critical mother-in-law, Ashley, and the emotional turmoil that led her to make the courageous decision to leave. Through self-discovery and the support of her new husband, Mark, and loving mother-in-law, Carol, Elizabeth learned the importance of self-love and healthy relationships, ultimately embracing a happier life. The key takeaways from Elizabeth's story emphasize that it's essential to recognize toxic relationships and prioritize our mental well-being. By setting boundaries and surrounding ourselves with supportive individuals, we can foster personal growth and create a nurturing environment that allows us to thrive. If you found Elizabeth's journey inspiring, we encourage you to engage with our content. Please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with friends who might benefit from these insights. Your support helps us create more valuable content that can empower others on their own journeys toward happiness and fulfillment. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.